When the Rogers musical was originally depicted in the 2021 Disney series of Hawkeye, it was a casual interpretation of events from the civilian point of view of events that were known to them, and it was mentioned as a comical yet favorably reacted to aspect of the show. But the speculative scenario is this: how important was the Rogers musical to perceptions of the Marvel Cinematic Universe? The Hawkeye series was from Clint Barton's point of view as he attempted to continue his life after events of Avengers Endgame. Living as a semi-retired Avenger, Clint was invited to a play due to events depicted in the series. The play in discussion was called Rogers, titled after the first Avenger, Steve Rogers, the legendary Captain America from the Second World War. Clint was actually surprised that a play of the Avengers was even possible as he attended the performance, but soon found himself losing interest, mostly due to the play's slapstick humor clearly depicted in the dialogue, even from the actions of the actors on stage, even its very premise. When asked about his impressions of it, he simply remarked that he was there when all of the said events occurred. The particular segment was written by Mark Scheinman and Scott Whitman, who often worked together on famous Broadway plays, with examples being Hairspray on Catch Me If You Can. The musical actually referred to multiple events from the original era of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, as Clint Barton remembered the depicted events with conflicted feelings. While he was glad that the events were being recalled to a then new generation who weren't capable of understanding what had occurred during some of the events in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Clint also felt how surreal or even bizarre it was, seeing a young and naive version of himself being eager to fight against terrestrial deities, artificial androids, and interdimensional gods. While Clint was able to see most of the performance, it eventually became too much for him to remember, and he left during the act, and just put the emotions out of his head rather than try to comprehend everything that he experienced throughout his life once more. The director of the particular episode mentioned to news sources that one of the reasons why the Battle of New York was adapted in that particular way was to annoy Hawkeye. The reason being that the producers and executives wanted to depict such an event from the civilian-based point of view. And of course, something like that wouldn't be entirely accurate or even respectful to those who had experienced the event. When audiences originally saw the episode, there were interesting opinions of it, as most agreed that was the consensus of the general American population in Marvel Cinematic Universe based canon. The musical was about events from their point of view, or in a way that they could have understood it, as they didn't clearly know all of the details from the Avengers' point of view, which were more in-depth and tragic than what Rogers made them out to be. It was considered to be the first such point of view from a non-governmental agency or superpowered being, or even a deity-based point of view. From dialogue in the Hawkeye series, it was mentioned to have been an extraordinarily popular play, as performances of it were being held across the United States. With everything considered, there was an official adaptation of the Rogers musical play from Hawkeye in a limited release of the time, as critics and audiences mentioned that it was better than many had originally expected it to have been.